The chronicles of kickboxing are filled with smash hit finishes. But there is no greater satisfaction in the ring than getting a glimpse into the underworld. Only to retaliate with a stunning KO. Today we present 10 unprecedented comebacks from the poets of pugilism, whose grit has earned them the laurels of victory.
And he's showing that right now. A couple another shots get through from Dudes. Oh, big shot!
The infamous Bob Sapp has not always been the MMA Hall of Shamer hired to give hometown prospects a career push. There were days when his massive presence could change the gravity of the moon. Had actual win streaks in MMA, and battled the peak version of Hoost twice in 2002. In their October fall brawl, the Beast jumped on the legend right away. Stuck in a corner, the Dutchman was throwing heat, resembling the many-armed Shiva. Despite Ernesto's technical prowess, size and brute force prevailed. By the end of the first round, Hoost had been dropped on 3 occasions. The Dutchman couldn't continue due to a cut. Dinging the champion's head 3 times, Bob produced a sensational upset, showcasing his true capabilities. They went at it again in the Grand Prix just 2 months later.
Him attack.
Ernesto was prepared for a fast start, got on the bike, and set out chewing up the legs.
Trainers say it's going to be all Hoost tonight. It's going to go with leg kicks. He's going to wear Sapp down.
By the 2-minute mark, the wounded Yeti was drowning in a sea of pain.
Almost.
Oh, Hoost with another punch combination and a leg kick
and exposed the liver.
Show fear.
Oh, Sapp is down.
With a broken hand and 4 fractured ribs, Sapp barely endured the opening stretch.
Sapp is 370.
Off the legs, Bob Sapp is not the same fighter.
Oh, Hoost again working on
the second round was no easier for him.
Pounds. But he's got the training, he's got the skill. Bob Sapp only has a few fights.
Nonetheless, Bob decided if you go down like a gangster, firing the entire time.
He's the more skillful fighter. But he, oh! Hoost is down from a big right hand.
Not so flawless this time, Mr. Perfect.
Life to Sapp, unnecessarily so. Ernesto in trouble. Ernesto! They call the fight!
It seemed that the frazzled Snap had no chance of rising without CPR, but miraculously, he snatched the victory. The most unexpected entry on our list. As they say, if you didn't know the true beast before, now you know. Hoost also delivered that evening, stepping in as a replacement for the injured Sapp. He won the entire Grand Prix, leaving the arena with 2 more souls in his pockets and the K1 gold around the waist. Over the course of its decade-long existence, the Dutch League Infusion has become famous as the favored platform of the polarizing Andrew Tate. A hub for devastating knockouts in the lower weight classes, and a home to mind-boggling comebacks. The collision between Marvin Montero and Stefan Mazaros in April of 2018 proves the latter statement. The southpaw, Mazaros, got the kicks going from the outset, making it clear that he grew up binge-watching Andy Hoog's battles.
KO!
strong jab, knocked him.
Montero attempted to even the score,
I think they're just both so awkward to enter.
but lost the first round fair and square. The start of the second was just as tough, necessitating a return to the basics.
Oh, good shot. Goodness.
He's out like a light.
That
He's
was the
out.
jab.
It was a hook.
Cut down by an axe kick and a solid jab, Montero came back with a left hook, thrusting his opponent into the velvety darkness of an empty mind for a full 4 minutes.
Good shot. He's out.
When Peter Aerts and Jerome Le Banner met in the 1999 K1 World Grand Prix, the stakes were higher than ever. Aerts, known as the Dutch Lumberjack, had already smoked the entire Golden Era elite and was the only 3-time champion of the organization. On the other hand, the French cyborg Le Banner wore a pair of wrecking balls instead of gloves, stood out for his devastating power and the temperament of a gunpowder barrel. Moreover, this was the third chapter of the Dutch-French rivalry, where Le Banner had previously been sent dreaming of electric sheep twice. In the trequel, Pete's sight didn't betray him either, and he wasted no time sending a nuclear football. However, the Frenchman refused to shut down easily and stormed ahead after the reboot. Eating a high kick with a taste of agony, a battered Le Banner struck back with a deadly left hook, ending Aerts' era of dominance in K1. In January of 2002, Mark Hunt was at the top of K1. The Super Samoan Soul Snatcher, renowned for his trademark walk-off knockouts, had won the World Grand Prix just a month prior, frying cyborg circuits along the way. He got a tune-up versus Tsuyoshi Nakasako, a sturdy boxer with surprisingly decent kicks, whose career is mostly remembered for the disqualification of the full-on berserker Bob Sapp. Against Hunt, the samurai was instantly forced into reverse gear, and soon tested the impact resistance of the canvas. Mark didn't stop there and went for a second crash test. Still, the laws of the genre took their toll in the second frame. To everyone's shock, the Japanese fighter broke through the Samoan's armor, nearly producing an upset. But Mark knew pride comes before a fall. Nakasako was Donzo at the 6-minute mark. Catching a few muzzle flashes in the face, the Super Samoan decapitated the unassuming Japanese fella for concealed carry. Throughout the past decade, Rico Verhoeven has instilled fear in the entire heavyweight division of kickboxing. The Dutchman has held the glory belt for 9 years, with 10 successful defenses and no losses since 2015.
Seems like just a matter of time now. Right hand, left hand.
With that in mind, the trilogy with Ben Sadiq will be etched in Rico's memory for a long time. Jamal never respected him since winning their initial encounter in 2011, and made his way to a title shot 6 years later, leaving a pile of cold bodies behind.
On the white. Yeah, ready, you can try, you see, oh, that's a knockdown!
Early into the rematch, Verhoeven selected kicks as the weapon of choice. The 6'9" Moroccan was unloading punches with both hands.
Yeah, we're seeing him really utilize those kicks. That right hand! And it was the first fight, it was Rico throwing
And following a headbutt exchange,
Oh, and a couple of headbutts.
he pressed on the gas.
Oh, and there's the right hand, and it backs Rico up, and a jab. Rico's in trouble. He is in trouble. He shakes his head no. This crowd says yes. There's another right hand. Sadiq doing exactly what he had to do.
The Goliath's plan was to counter kicks.
That we haven't seen. And another right hand.
It took Rico a rendezvous with the floor in the third
There's a right hand, and it forward. Is that a knockdown? No.
to fully grasp the idea.
He's on it.
He put the jab to use,
His glove touched the canvas.
picked up the pace,
Yeah, he found that in that second round.
and the foe began to crumble.
A closer. He's not a finisher. Started this sequence. An overhand right, and another one. Oh, Sadiq's against the ropes.
By the fifth round, Sadiq was completely overwhelmed.
Sadiq rattled. Sadiq is out on his feet. It's all over. It's all over.
Awakened by the landing,
He was throwing a kick. His foot was
Verhoeven upped the aggression, and the Goliath fell through the textures.
He's out on his feet. It's all over.
The trilogy saw its conclusion in the year 2021. The high-octane Moroccan was traditionally explosive at the outset,
Oh, and is that a knockdown? And a big left hand. It's a knockdown. And that will do.
and the Dutchman's face quickly turned bloody.
The first round to Rico, two. And he hit him while he was down.
Gathering his bearings amidst the bombardment, Rico got back into the fight.
Oh, double jab from Rico.
If he's gonna stop coming, but this fights give you respect, you know.
And look at this from Jamal. Incredible stuff here in Arnhem.
The massacre maintained its intensity until the end of the third round.
Goliath. Oh, big time shabby shots.
He goes inside low kick.
And that'll do it. Right at the end.
In the fourth, oxygen became an element of surprise for Jamal.
Rico caught him again. Jamal's turned his back. He's dangling over the ropes. They'll call this a knockdown. That is it. The reign continues. Rico Verhoeven.
Seeing the gates to the Shadow Kingdom, Verhoeven turned the tide and forced the counterpart to surrender, citing a deep cut on the shin.
Jamal gave it everything he had, Badr. It just wasn't enough.
In the 1990s, Mike Bernardo struck terror into the K1 nobility with unparalleled doggedness and the style of a battering ram, causing collapses on an industrial scale. Throughout his journey, the White Rhino's resume would come to include the scalps of Aerts and Hoog, as well as numerous chins shattered in thrilling comebacks. But in 1997, even he had to reckon with the yet-to-be-crowned Ernesto Hoost, who would go on to claim the World Grand Prix strap 4 times, leaving behind a trail of victims. Their heavy conversation with steady hands began with nerve-wracking exchanges. Mr. Perfect was the first to nosedive, swiftly recuperating, he embarked on a leg hunting spree. And soon had Mike on the ground. Both were just one step away from checkmate. After recovering from a left hook, Hoost chopped Bernardo down with a low kick and enacted revenge using the enemy's signature weapon.
Over the top hand.
In a span of 2 decades in the ring, Tyrone Spong became a multiple-time world champion in Muay Thai.
Tell you what, we've got some
Big knee to the head, that is good now.
Ventured into boxing. And made a name for himself in glory.
Counter low kick by Spong in the left hook.
In his organizational debut, he demolished the notorious Remy Banyaski.
Grand Slam tournament. Oh, my Lord! Massive right hand.
Just 3 months later, Spong faced the formidable light heavyweight Michael Dute, who also possessed the touch of death.
Good little kick, Zupo.
Lights out!
In the battle of 2 fierce punchers in June 2013, the air was immediately filled with the smell of combustibles.
Finals, and one of these men will take it, and just like that, Michael Dute floors Tyrone Spong!
And Tyrone's turned on the lighter.
A couple another shots get through from Dute. Oh, big shot from Tyrone Spong! Floors Michael Dute!
He just ate. Oh no, this fight's over.
He's not getting up!
Bringing Spong down with a laser-sharp 1-2, Dute stumbled into a right overhand from the deepest depths of hell.
From Dute. Oh, big shot!
When lightweights Mohamed Jiraiya and Norden Ben Mo went at it under the Infusion banner, their Moroccan roots guaranteed a spectacle. 19-year-old Jiraiya had been competing since school ran out of bullies to beat.
Good shot there from Jiraiya.
Finishing 35 out of 60 victories in impressive fashion.
Beautiful variation coming from the Moroccan. Jumping knee hits the face.
On the other hand, the more experienced Ben Mo had dismantled 50 rivals in 75 outings.
Beauty in that. That's a left hook to the body.
In their face-to-face confrontation, Jiraiya relentlessly walked forward, looking to land his signature left hook.
For a long time, I've sparred him myself.
The seasoned Norden worked primarily on the back foot with an emphasis on kicks.
Need an overhand right like that's what he's known for. Ben Mo can run out of ideas though. Good shot.
Towards the end of the first round, he was taking control.
Both in superb shape. That's the left hooks from Ben Mo.
And sparks started flying between the ropes.
Right wobbles the legs of Ben Mo. Back comes in. Ben Mo with a push kick. A really smart left knee.
At the midpoint, Jiraiya came back with pressure and frenzied exchanges.
Good overhand right from Jiraiya.
But Ben Mo recaptured the initiative again before the break.
At least more crazy shots.
In need of a finish, Jiraiya delivered a knockdown in the third.
Nice double body shot.
That's a good shot from Jiraiya. Down goes left.
And went all out for a decisive finish.
Let him off.
Jiraiya's all over him. Head, body.
Down goes Jiraiya. Oh my goodness. Jiraiya's in really bad trouble.
His boiling blood brought him back to life. The bout ended in a thunderous annihilation.
Knee to the chin. And overhand right down goes Ben. Oh my goodness.
The clash, with more turnarounds than a lazy Susan on a busy day, was snatched by the younger and fresher Jiraiya.
Knee to the chin. And overhand right down.
In a span of 15 years he spent swinging hammers in combat sports, Gary Goodridge, aptly named Big Daddy, has authored numerous disastrous knockouts. Still, the 7-minute-long war with Khalid Arab in 2006 remains a memorable one. Big Daddy tried to steamroll the Moroccan from the jump and lured him into a shootout with large-caliber guns.
He comes back and tries to land a shot of his own. He's stunned by a rip. Down goes Khalid.
That's a knockdown.
To Gary's surprise, the knockdown only awakened the counterpart.
Shots from Big Daddy. He could be in trouble. Now Khalid lands a good combination. Khalid landed a great shot.
Khalid continued the non-stop shelling until the round wrapped up.
Opportunity for him, but Khalid comes right back with a nice combination of his own. Nice uppercut. Nice uppercut. Oh, that was late.
In the second, Goodridge himself broke the trance.
Again, another right hand, another knockdown. I thought Khalid was down.
He was.
Nevertheless, the momentum kept rocking back and forth.
Good combination. Hitting Goodridge with some shots.
escalated that very much.
In the final stretch, Gary tried to put an end to the chaos.
I mean, Goodridge is sitting there. Oh my goodness! Beautiful!
Battered but not broken, Arab detonated a powerful right hook that took down Goodridge, proving that every Big Daddy has a grandpa.
Just sitting there. Oh my goodness!
My jokes were bad.
Before we move on to first place, let's revisit the honorable mentions that barely missed our list. In April of 2022, in One Promotion's cage, Senchai student Mong Tai effortlessly provided the audience and the adversary, Liam Harrison, with acute bouts of headache. Returning to reality for the second time, the Brit came back with a vengeance. Soon, he evened out the concussion score and added some extra.
This is stupid! This is crazy! Go Liam! He's done it! You crazy! Fucking crazy!
3 years earlier, Craig Coakley was systematically piecing up Mo Abdurrahman, Muay Thai style.
Yeah, nice elbow. In this way and that way. Beautiful timing.
And although Craig free fell out of the ring in the second round,
Exciting to watch, isn't it? That was a good right hand.
That hurt.
Wobbled the legs of Coakley here.
That hurt.
And an elbow to the back of the head.
Whoa!
his thirst for retribution remained unwavering.
Elbows are beautiful. And he gets ground.
Unfortunately, the opponent had a thing or two to say about it.
Spinning elbow. Down goes Coakley.
Wow.
Oh my God.
One spinning escapade cost Coakley dearly as he was sent home packing with a picture-perfect elbow.
Spinning elbow.
In 2018, Christos Abramidis and Saif Harnafi had no intention of cruising to a decision.
This is wild! Big shots landing from both fighters. Oh,
The first knockdown went to Harnafi,
right hand. Oh, nice. Shot back.
and so did the second.
Nice left hook back from Christos. Oh, what a shot!
Meanwhile, Abramidis knew how to make the vocal commentator scream with excitement at the finish line.
And his ring name, oh my goodness, he's in trouble! Oh my goodness, and down he goes!
Unleashing a barrage of 20-plus strikes on a fading Harnafi, Abramidis claimed credit for one of the league's best knockouts.
And behind, yep, bang!
Down! He wants to finish it! Oh,
The vengeful nature of Badr Hari has turned him into kickboxing's beloved bad boy.
they spill to the canvas! Oh, but Harry, what's going on?
Despite the Moroccan's multiple losses, and often devastating ones at that,
И попадает. Но нет, видимо, не судьба.
his rematches rarely ended in anything but a funeral march for the opposition.
Uppercut, uppercut! There's the right hand! Oh, it's over! It's over!
However, it was the rivalry with Ruslan Karayev that turned Badr into the king of comebacks.
Paul Slowinski in the semi-finals. A rapid-fire combination in the red corner. And the kill.
The controversial soccer kick in their 2006 bout ignited Hari's fury and forced him to change the approach.
I fell down and I hoped that the referee would disqualify him. But I will never lay down, you know, I would always get up.
In the sequel, Badr once again found himself in some bloodshed with the Russian butcher.
Слева. И в атаку пропуская, но атакует Руслан.
Not wanting to slug it out, Hari prioritized defense and counters.
Рингом.
Meanwhile, Karayev shined as the aggressor, increasing the volume.
Хороший был хук слева.
And catching the rival with a left hook.
Попадание и
The
Хари.
denouement wasn't long in coming.
И навстречу Руслан пропускает страшный удар.
Having visited the canvas, the Moroccan fulfilled his promise to always get up and retaliated with a lethal cross to the kisser.
И навстречу Руслан.
The comeback a year down the line took place versus Errol Zimmerman. Badr was throwing an avalanche of body shots.
I like to see Badr use that jab.
And shaking the adversary with counterattacks.
Gets great extension on the right hand. Of watching the K1 World Heavyweight Champion.
Errol refused to surrender. He embraced the risk and went all in. Albeit Zimmerman failed to seize the opportunity.
Badr is very explosive and very quick. Badr is fast.
2 knockdowns later,
Badr's jab is so
And he drops it for the second round.
Hari detonated the last dynamite stick.
Champion.
No matter how much Errol believed in his own powers, that evening, Badr turned him into an atheist. Unfortunately, Hari's dirty antics turned fate against him.
Выиграет этот поединок, но тем не менее.
In 2020, he was battering Benjamin Adegbui for 3 rounds. Yet, the enemy had the last word. A year later, Arkadiusz Wrzosek was on the verge of bidding farewell to his liver 3 times due to penetrating blows.
Power. Ready to go down again. He goes down hard.
I'll tell you what's wrong. A big Badr kick. I just hit it.
The drama reached its peak in the 2nd frame. Displaying incredible resilience, the pole torpedoed the satanic high kick. Badr definitely shouldn't have pissed off karma. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more kickboxing content, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and vote for sport.
It's like to be known as dead. Now open up your eyes, you see the world that is red. Now from dude,